Prime Minister Narendra Modi's aircraft has landed at the Joint Air Force Base, Andrews Base in Washington, D.C. In a moment from now, we will get you images of the Prime Minister's aircraft. The Prime Minister will be received and then will be travelling to the Willard Hotel. India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan is reporting from Ground Zero, and there is a large crowd. Look at those children who've been waiting patiently. It's raining in Washington, D.C., but tremendous enthusiasm. The people in Washington, D.C., the Indian American community, excited about the Prime Minister's arrival. And this, in more ways than one, announces India's arrival on the world stage in a bigger way in terms of the transformational relationship with the United States of America. No longer, as many experts argue, a transactional relationship. How is this trip of Prime Minister Narendra Modi any different? What will happen in Washington, D.C. over the course of the next 2 days? So you saw India's soft power on display in New York, the International Yoga Day. You saw a lot about the world peace, India's heritage, India's culture on display. Now there will be diplomacy, bilateral. There will be conversations about what's happening in the region and across the world. And very, very clearly, the conversation will also be about a threat that the world faces from expansionist forces like China. How will democracies come together to checkmate China? I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan. Let's listen in.
नहीं, वो डांस का यहीं पे था तो इसलिए यहाँ पे आई.
The Willard Hotel, you can see Indians over here in full cultural presentation and projection of Indian culture in color, and absolutely thrilled to see Prime Minister Modi. We have kids who are here who are going to perform Odissi dance and many other dance forms. How excited are you to see Prime Minister Modi?
Yes, very excited.
And are you going to perform over here?
Yes.
What about you, ma'am? Where are you from?
I'm from Maryland, but I'm a hardcore supporter of Modi ji, whom I call the master of developing India, not Modi ji.
Okay, and what about you?
I am super excited to see Modi ji, and it's the first time I can see him live, so yeah.
And you're all performing? Are you excited about that?
Yes, we are super excited to perform in front of him as well.
Okay. Is it all organized over here? You think Prime Minister Modi will come, step out, meet you?
I think so. We're very hopeful. We are extremely excited. The amount of excitement here, I can't imagine him not stopping and greeting.
People over here wearing T-shirts with Prime Minister Modi's picture on it.
We are also here for supporting him. We are excited to welcome him here.
Okay. Are you all excited over here? In some time from now, Prime Minister Modi will be landing here at in Washington, D.C., and then will be arriving here at the Willard Hotel. We are right at the entrance of where Prime Minister Modi would be entering the hotel from. That's not the main entrance, but the rear entrance, and this is where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be entering the hotel from. And the people over here quite excited. They're waiting. They knew that Prime Minister Modi will be entering from this very door. It's raining in D.C. You see, we know that a lot of the preparations have gone down in the rain, but it has not dampened their spirit. They're still quite upbeat about meeting Prime Minister Modi, or at least seeing him. You think the rains have spoiled your spirit?
No, nothing has spoiled our spirit. Are you kidding? No, nothing.
Not at all?
Not at all. It's normal for us.
Their spirits have not been dampened by the rain, that they'll continue standing here waiting for Prime Minister Modi. When he arrives, he did step out, and there was a moment when in New York people thought he's not going to really go and meet and greet them like he normally does, but then he actually came out of the hotel and met them. over here. Let's see what really happens. But people over here quite confident that Prime Minister Modi will step out of his car and come and meet the people here. We do not know whether if that certainly is going to happen or not, given the weather conditions. But something that Prime Minister Narendra Modi does not really miss, or makes it a point to make it part of his entire engagement with the Indian diaspora, which includes meeting and greeting them outside his hotel.
Okay. Geeta, I'll come back to you for more in a moment from now. We'll also be joined by India Today's news director Rahul Kanwal in just a moment from now. But I also want to introduce our guests on the broadcast. We have Air Vice Marshal Arjun Subramaniam, a very well-respected military historian, joining us on the show. I also have with me Sushant Sareen, Senior Fellow at the Observer Research Foundation. Air Marshal Subramaniam, in your appreciation, we saw India's soft power in New York. What is it that would be a key takeaway for you in the Washington leg of the Prime Minister's trip?
You see, I think in the Washington leg of the Prime Minister's visit, there will be two aspects which will come out very clearly. One is that I think India's relationship with the United States of America will come out into the open. That it's going to be a combination of both a transformational as well as a transactional relationship. The second point that I think will be driven home is a question of reiterating the shared interests and the shared threats that the United States and India face in a global environment that is seeing an increasing fragility when it comes to maintaining a rules-based world order. That's the second. And for me, the most important thing over the last 10 years that I've seen progress in leaps and bounds is the military-to-military relationship that the United States and India have developed over the last 2 decades. And that has been truly transformational. In the sense, that relationship actually reflects the strength of the emerging Indo-US strategic partnership.
Okay.